Before we dive into this no-brainer offer formula, I want you to grab my digital product sales system for $97. It's the exact framework that shows you how to turn a small $17 product into a $500 customer without constant launching or even burning out. And you'll find the link right below this video and in the pinned comment as a pinned comment. So people make buying decisions fast. They don't sit down with a spreadsheet and weigh pros and cons. They go with what feels like a win, what feels safe. So, what feels obvious, a no brainer offer doesn't mean your product is cheap. It means the value is so clear, so overwhelming that the price feels like a minor detail. It removes the hesitation. And so it doesn't need convincing. It gets a yes before the buyer even finishes reading the page. That kind of offer doesn't happen by accident. It's built with intention. And the most powerful no-brainer offers follow the same formula. You solve one specific problem. You do it with minimal effort from the buyer. And so you remove risk and you stack the perceived value until the price feels like a steal. And that's it. 4 parts. Simple, but not so easy. And most people mess this up by doing the opposite. They try to solve too many problems at once and they make the buyer do too much work. And so they keep things vague or they create an offer that looks good on paper but feels like a gamble. And so you need a long pitch. You don't need a long pitch when the offer speaks for itself. You just need the right elements working together. So start with one clear problem, not a category, not a general need, but a problem that your buyer is actively trying to fix right now. So it could be something like grow your audience. That's too broad. So you want to say get 500 real followers in 7 days without ads. That's specific. That kind of clarity cuts through the noise and it makes someone stop scrolling because they recognize their own struggle in your words. So they don't have to think about whether this applies to them. They just know. And that kind of connection doesn't happen when you try to be all things to all people. So the second part is effort. If your offer feels like it's going to take a ton of time, brain power, or even setup, people will hesitate. So even if they believe it works, even if they want the result, your job is to make the path look short and simple. And that doesn't mean the entire process has to be effortless. It means the way you frame it has to be digestible. It has to feel digestible. So if you're selling a course, you want to break it into short, clear wins. And if you're selling a service, you want to emphasize how little your client will have to do to get started. So if you're selling a product, show how fast they'll see the benefit because most people will pay for effortlessness. Okay. And so I have a quick question for you. So when you buy something online, is it the lowest price that gets you, or is it the one that feels like it's a no-brainer? Drop your answer below because I'm curious to see how you decide. So let me know, okay? So here's the thing. You're then going to remove risk, okay? And this is where most no-brainer offers really win. Okay, so risk doesn't always mean money. It can mean time wasted, energy spent, or even an ego bruised. And people want to know that saying yes won't backfire on them. They want to make sure that it's not going to come back to bite them. And you can remove risk by offering a guarantee depending on the product. So you can remove risk by showing proof, and then you can do it with screenshots, testimonials, case studies, or specific wins. You can also remove risk by emphasizing how fast they'll know that the product or service is working for them. So the more confident they feel, the less they worry about making the wrong decision. And that's the entire point of a no-brainer. It feels like there's nothing to lose. And so the last piece is stacking the value. This doesn't mean adding more content. It means increasing the perceived value of what they're getting. So you do that by framing every piece of your offer around not just features, not specs, not access, but you want to focus on outcomes. Okay. So instead of saying weekly calls, you want to say weekly sessions where you'll get personalized feedback to fix what's not converting. And instead of saying, like a bonus PDF, say a cheat sheet that shows you exactly what to say to get replies from cold leads. So when every element feels like it moves them closer to what they want, the value starts climbing fast. And once you've stacked the value, you anchor it with price. And this is where you flip the script, and you don't start with what it costs. You start with what it costs them to figure it out alone, or what others are charging for something similar, or what the transformation is worth to them. Okay. Then you drop your actual price, and that comparison makes your price feel smaller. Okay. It's not manipulation, it's context. And without that context, even a fair price can feel expensive with the right anchor. Even a premium price can feel like a deal. And so the beauty of this formula is that it works in every single niche, no matter what your industry is. And so whether you're selling coaching, templates, physical products, memberships, or services, the ingredients don't change. So you're solving a clear problem. You're doing it with minimal effort on their part, and you're removing risk, and you're stacking value until the price becomes a footnote. Okay. And that combination triggers a gut level yes. So, not because they're sold, but because they already see that this is their obvious choice. Okay. So, here's how it looks in practice. Let's say you help people launch digital products. A regular offer might be a 6-week group coaching program with live calls and templates. That's fine, but it makes people think. Okay. So they have math to do. They're going to start doing math. They're going to calculate in their head. Is 6 weeks too long? Will they actually finish it? Do they have time for live calls? What if they don't like group settings? And so it creates all of these questions, and questions slow down momentum. Now, I want you to take that same offer and we're going to reframe it. So we're going to say launch your first digital product in 30 days with a plug and play system that already worked for 200 plus students. It includes done for you templates, one-on-one feedback, and a launch plan you can copy and deploy in a weekend. Execution, implementation, okay? So they can do it right away. So if you don't have your product live in 30 days, you don't pay. Okay, it's the same bones, but you can make up your own, for what you need. But now it's a no-brainer. The outcome is clear, the effort is low, the risk is gone, and the value feels huge. So you don't need to invent something new to build a no-brainer offer. You need to repackage what you already have with sharper positioning. So you need to cut the fluff and lean on proof and frame everything around what the buyer cares about and what they care about the most, and the result and the risk. So when you get that right, the conversation and the conversion rate takes care of itself. So there's the no-brainer offers that don't just make you more money, but they speed up your sales process, and you don't have to rely on any long pitches, endless follow-ups, or persuasion tactics that make you feel gross. So the offer does the work for you, and when people say yes faster, they get results faster, which gives you more proof to make for the next round and make that next round even stronger. So the best part is that once you've built one no-brainer offer, you can use it as the foundation for everything else. So you can upsell from it, you can build your list with it, you can run ads to it. It becomes the center of your business because it's the one thing people always say yes to, not because you tricked them, but because the value was undeniable. And that's what makes it work. And that's how you build momentum that doesn't slow down. Now, if you want to take this no-brainer offer formula and apply it to your own digital products so that it sells on autopilot, grab my digital product sales system for $97. The link is below, and it's also in the pinned comments. And if you found this breakdown helpful, hit the subscribe button, tap the bell so you don't miss the next video, and tell me in the comments which part of this formula you're going to implement first. And I will see you in the next video. And remember, be a legend.